This is PokePress coverage of the 2011 Pokemon Trading Card and Video Game US Nationals in Indianapolis, Indiana. Hi everyone, Steven here, and this is Game 2 of the Pokemon Video Game US Nationals Masters Division Final. So again, Wolf is in the background, Danny is in the foreground. Danny starts out with Crocodile and Stoutland. And Wolf starts out with Cofagrigus and Scrafty. And you'll notice that both of Danny's Pokemon have Intimidate, so the other Wolf's Pokemon get their attack reduced twice each. So Crocodile is using Protect here, probably anticipating from the first game that it would be faked out again, and Scrafty indeed does try to use Fake Out on Crocodile. And Stoutland is then going to use Thunder Wave on Cofagrigus, which paralyzes it. And in fact, it is paralyzed this turn, so it does not get to attack. And Wolf takes Cofagrigus aback and sends out Conkeldurr. And Crocodile is going to try to use Crunch. You notice the Dark Gem activates again. But because Conkeldurr is a fighting type, Crunch doesn't do a whole lot. Stoutland is going to use the Thunder Wave on Scrafty now. And now we get a Drain Punch from Scrafty to Crocodile. So Danny takes back his Crocodile and instead sends out Thundurus. And Wolf takes back Scrafty and sends back out a Cofagrigus. Now we get a Drain Punch on Thundurus. Not terribly effective, but still does a decent chunk of damage there. And now Thundurus uses Hidden Power. Due to the Kobo Berry, we know it's a flying type Hidden Power. And looks like Danny tried to paralyze the wrong Pokemon there. Conkeldurr is going to use Rock Slide here on Danny's team. And Thundurus is going to get knocked out by that. And Danny sends out his Conkeldurr. And Wolf takes back his Conkeldurr and replaces it with Reuniclus. Stoutland on Danny's side is going to protect itself. And now we get a Rock Slide. And Rodriguez flinched there. I apologize for this. Someone knocked my tripod there. Take me a second to adjust back. Conkeldurr has a flame orb on it, and it gets burned from it. Remember, it has the guts ability. And Danny takes back Conkeldurr and throws out Crocodile again. Which triggers another Intimidate. Wolf takes back his Reuniclus and sends out Scrafty. And unfortunately for Danny, he picked his Stoutland to use Crunch this turn, but that's double not very effective on Scrafty, who is fighting in dark. Rodriguez is paralyzed, doesn't get to attack this turn. And now Crocodile gets faked out by Scrafty. And that causes it to flinch, of course. Now Stoutland is going to use Crunch on Rodriguez. And of course that transfers the Mummy ability, which replaces Stoutland's Intimidate, which isn't really that bad. Rodriguez uses Trick Room here, because of course anytime it switches back in, that's the only time Intimidate works anyway, and that'll reset it. And now we get a Will-O-Wisp from Rodriguez to Stoutland, but Stoutland manages to miss. Scrafty was paralyzed, didn't get to attack this turn, and Stoutland is going to use Return on Scrafty. And now we get a Crunch from Crocodile onto Scrafty, or onto Rodriguez. And that transfers Mummy over to Crocodile. Rodriguez is knocked out by the Crunch there. And so Wolf brings out his Conkeldurr. Crocodile protects itself. And Scrafty uses Drain Punch on Stoutland. There is a Choppleberry. Still does quite a bit of damage there, though. And Mummy now gets transferred over to Scrafty. And Conkeldurr uses Drain Punch on Stoutland, so Wolf was able to guess correctly on both. And now Wolf's Conkeldurr gets Mummy as well. And Danny's Conkeldurr uses Detect, which is basically the same as Protect. It's just some Pokemon can learn one and not the other. And Wolf's Conkeldurr uses Drain Punch. And that is actually enough to knock out Crocodile. And Conkeldurr, it gets its Guts ability, but it still gets hurt by the burn. Wolf takes Scrafty back. And sends out Reuniclus to replace it. Yeah, so Danny's Conkeldurr uses Detect, but it fails. And it gets Drain Punched by Wolf's Conkeldurr. does substantial damage there. Trick Room wears off there. And Danny tries to get some HP back with a Drain Punch to Conkeldurr. But as a side effect, Danny gets Mummy, which of course will negate the Guts ability. And with the Psychic from Reuniqueless, Danny's Conkeldurr will be knocked out right there, and that is the game. So Wolf wins the match 2-0 and is the US National Champion. This has been a PokePress Special Report.